afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I wanted to cover this because it's getting very dangerous, and it's getting very dangerous for Black people. Now, what it seems like the dominant society and the system of white supremacy are now trying to hinder, prevent, limit freedom of speech by the way of cancel culture, by the way they can tie into different what they would seem to be misleading posts promoting things that can be essentially tied to some form of discrimination and racism. And in this form, speaking about Kyrie Irving being anti-Semitic. Now, we know that the posts that Kanye West made were very dangerous posts, and that could be led into some sort of anti-Semitic comments and posts and statements. So no one's essentially backing Kanye when he's making statements like he woke up this morning and he feels like he's gonna go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. I mean, that's very demonstrous, that's very dangerous, that's very degrading, because we're talking about a military level where things are being heightened, and that can be very dangerous. So essentially, no one in the Black community speaks like this. But again, when you wake up and you're next to Candace Owens and you're wearing a White Lives Matter shirt and you're stating that, making mockery of George Floyd's death, you're making statements that the police officer knee wasn't even on his neck like that. I mean, are we serious? I mean, you damn near sound like a white supremacist. And there's a lot of people who are behind Kanye, not on those comments. I've been looking, I've been researching. No one really commented on the George Floyd piece because I think he's essentially going to be sued. I don't know if they put that in yet. And people are pretty much disregarding the White Lives Matter shirt. They're kind of backing him on some of the comments that he made in reference of Jewish people and other groups. And a lot of people in the Black community really don't condone it, but we want support because we feel like he's fighting out against the powers that be. In the end, with the amount of money he once had, because in one day when he lost his contract to Adidas, he lost 1.6 billion. Is it worth 1.6 billion? Or could you help the Black community in many other ways with that 1.6 million? Because in one breath, he's pro-Black. It's about the Black community and doing this and doing that. Then it's White Lives Matter and George Floyd really didn't get murdered. He died from a fentanyl overdose. Oh, then it's, I'm speaking out at the powers that be because they have been treating Black people unjustly. I mean, which one is it? Then I did my take on Kanye West because he came out and essentially let everybody know that he's been suffering with mental issues in a way of bipolarism. So I did a video on that, so I won't go too deep into that. But what's really important about what's going on with Kyrie, people are trying to group that in with Kanye West, which is totally different. It is not the same, family. It is not the same. And do not allow people to have you to think it's the same. They're very two different people. They make different comments. Kyrie is never in my opinion, has never really made any comments that were divisive, especially any other group or any other religion in any sort of the matter. So that's kind of my take on Kyrie Irving when it comes to that. But let's get into what does anti-Semitic mean? And then we can go and we can read some of his posts. We can read some of his tweets to see if we coincide with that. So let's look at this. Anti-Semitic, hostile to or prejudice against Jewish people. Okay, anti-Semitic remarks were posted on the site. You can go on Wikipedia. People don't like Wikipedia, so I'll just skip through that. And now, after Kanye West, you see Kyrie Irving. It says Kyrie Irving need to be held accountable for promoting anti-Semitism. That is what a lot of news agencies are saying. It really got me going. It really got me going, family. When I was looking at sports highlights in the gym this morning and I saw ESPN using the same word, promoting. Now, we're going to go over his interview, because here's the thing. When somebody posts something, is that promoting a particular thing, or is it bringing notice, or is it bringing view? Does he want people to be educated by it? Does he want people to be infuriated by it? He just posts the movie. Because right now, I'm on no one side. I'm right down the middle where I'm usually at. I'm right in the middle. I'm neutral. Because before you pick a side, you really need to do the research and analyze it with your own brain versus kind of coinciding with the media, because they're going to promote whatever they want to promote. Because here it is, another black man within a month making anti-Semitic comments. So we're going to dive into it. We're going to dive into it, family, because this is what they're saying in the media. They said NBA Player Association issued statement condemning anti-Semitism. Kyrie Irving defends anti-Semitic movie and conspiracy theory. Okay, now the New York Times kind of cleaned it up. They said that the movie is anti-Semitic, not because he posts the movie, he's being anti-Semitic. But you can read that in many different ways, okay? But again, let's go over some quick definitions, family. Let's go over some quick definitions. This very quickly. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. It states here, hostile to or, prejudice against Jewish people. That's being anti-Semitic. What is racist? Prejudice against or agnostic towards a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. Okay, similar to anti-Semitic. Discrimination, the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people or things, especially on the grounds of race. Okay, now some people, believe it or not, look at Jewish people as a race. Okay, but as we said, discrimination and racism, it also includes a group. Okay, the question here is, are all Jewish people white? Absolutely not. There's black Jewish people as well. There's a lot of black Ethiopian Jewish people in Israel. So, and that's just factual, okay? That's not my perception. That's not me gaslighting the situation. No, that's just a fact. There are black Jewish people. There are even black American Jewish people, by the way, okay? So hopefully what I'm saying is not anti-Semitic because I'm stating a fact. I digress with that. So let's kind of go into some of the tweets he's made now. The tweet of him posting, not promoting, him posting the movie, Hebrews to Negroes, he deleted that, okay? Because again, the brother doesn't want to be divisive, but they made his post divisive, okay? And when I say about they, I mean mass media. Now, let's look at some of these tweets he's made since then, okay? Now, here's the movie, Hebrews to Negroes, H2N. And over here, let's read this one first. He says, I mean no disrespect to anyone's religious beliefs. The anti-Semitic label that is being pushed on me is not justified and does not reflect the reality or truth I live in every day. I embrace and want to learn from all walks of life and religions. Now, nobody, no one in a dominant society really likes Kyrie Irving, especially with the whole, he was going against the jab, he was going against the vaccine. So there's still some residue, there's still some heartfelt feelings lingering from that. So here's another way that they can probably persecute Kyrie Irving in the public eye. So just watch out for that, family, because that's what's essentially going on. Okay, that's what's going on. And this is one of my favorite comments that he made here. He states here, he says, I have nothing to do with the design or marketing of the upcoming Kyrie 8s. In my opinion, these are trash. I have absolutely nothing to do with them. Nike plans to release it without my okay, regardless of what I say. So I apologize in advance to all my sneakerheads and true supporters of the KA11 brand. Now, I don't want to dive off into a deep end, but basically, brother, you made a contract and you didn't give yourself, I guess, creative, free design, or that you had to sign off on every pair of shoes. Okay. So you did it for the bag. It is what it is. Okay. Because contracts will stop all of that because you'll sue their ass. Okay. Now, the last game I saw Kyrie Irving in, this is what I saw on the sideline, family. I saw a group of white Americans that seem to be Jewish. I see people, I forgot the name of the cap that the Jewish people wear, which is a kind of a religious garment. And right there on front seat, they have fight anti-Semitism. And they pointed their comments, they're clapping, they're cheering, they're booing all at Kyrie Irving. Okay? Because this is a further promotion of a black man being anti-Semitic. Now, first and foremost, Jewish people in America are the richest group. They are the richest group in America. So there's nothing that a black person can do that discriminatory or racist towards a Jewish person to harm them. Okay, to harm them. Black people do not go out in groups, gangs, entourages, or any of the sort to harm Jewish people. Black people by nature are really non-violent, but the media and the perception and the imagery of media always promotes black people in the negative light, thus demonizing and criminalizing our skin color. Oh, we don't want to talk about that one, do we? I ain't think so. We don't want to talk about that, family. But what's more important, let's look at the interview that Kyrie Irving had to essentially explain very intelligently that his post, not promotion of Hebrew to Negroes, was not anti-Semitic. See, here's the thing, family. You can put anything on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and in public opinion, whoever has the power, position, influence, and monetary gain can flip, mix, and master what you say. And then if they can get a lot of people on board with it, sympathizers and empathizing and coincides and collaborate with them, then whatever they deem you said, whatever they deem you post, that's what it is. Because that's what the brother is going on right now. So let's see what the brother has actually said and how he had to explain to this racist media. I won't say this network or nothing like that, but in general, they project and gaslight what they want, and they paint the picture of they paint the picture on how they want you to view it and how they want you to receive it.
And it's a title given to Christ, Philippians 2:11. And my name translates in the Hebrew language as Yahweh. So I went on to Amazon Prime. I was like, you know what, let me see if there are any documentaries on Yahweh. So went in the search bar, typed in Yahweh, that came up. Went out and shared it on my platform. That was my night. In terms of the backlash or what people call it, we're in 2022. History is not supposed to be hidden from anybody. And I'm not a divisive person when it comes to religion. I embrace all walks of life. You see it on all my platforms. I talk to all races, all cultures, all religions, and my response would be, it's not about educating yourself on what Semitism is and what anti-Semitism is. It's really about learning the root words of where these come from and understanding that this is an African heritage that is also belonging to the people. Africa is in it, whether we want to dismiss it or not. So the claim.
I guess my question here, family, is his comments anti-Semitic right now when he said that Africa is in the history of being Hebrew? Is that anti-Semitic? Because he's breaking it down, and you're going to see how this sports, I don't even want to call him a journalist. I don't want to call him a reporter. I'm going to just call him a sports guy, because this was very unprofessional, which, again, some people will say, well, freedom of press, he has the right to ask him any questions he wants. But again, this is outside the realm of basketball. They utilize this time to talk to Kyrie about a post he made on social media that's non-relating to basketball. Just want to point that out.
Names of anti-Semitism and who are the original chosen people of God, and we go into these religious conversations, and it's a big no-no. I don't live my way like that. I don't live my life that way. Excuse me. I grew up in a melting pot, and I say a melting pot of all races: white, black, red, yellow, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, and you can see the way I live my life now. I'm not here to be divisive, so they could push their agenda. I don't want to say they, because I'm not identifying any one group or race of people, but I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, it obviously wasn't meant for them.
Did you hear the brother? Because I think this was very settling for the reporter, because now he's going to try to trap Kyrie. And Kyrie, I mean, the brother came back powerful. But let me just play this in purview of what Kyrie's response is going to be.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Let's get into it.
Hopefully I'm understanding what you said, and I want to make sure I get it right, because I don't want to misquote any part of it.
I don't expect understanding from a media conglomerate group that sincerely talks about the game of basketball, and then we bring up religion as if it's correlative at times when it's convenient for people to bring it up. So please just be direct with your question, so we can move on from this, and I could talk about the game and go home to my son Elohim and my wife Marlene. Okay.
Am I to take it that this was what you shared was not something that you've even watched? This was, you did watch it, or either watch it or read it.
Family, you see that? He was like, oh, you posted something that you didn't even watch. And the brother did watch it. The brother did watch it. I just wanted to point that out.
I had a lot of time last year to read a lot. Read a whole bunch. Good and bad about the truth of our world.
So then do you, I guess, understand or not understand those that might imply that that work had anti-Semitic leanings in it? I only ask this because the tweet is still up there, so I
We're in 2022. It's on Amazon, a public platform. Whether you want to go watch it or not is up to you. There's things being posted every day. I am no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of, oh, you cannot post that. Why not? Why not? I don't hear an uproar on that. I'm not here to be divisive on what's going on this or that. I'm not comparing Jews to blacks. I'm not comparing white to black. I'm not doing that. That conversation is dismissive, and it constantly revolves around the rhetoric of who are the chosen people of God. And I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion on what they believe. No, this is what is here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? Am I going out and saying that I hate one specific group of people?
This is important. What he said just now, I don't know what's going on with my color family, but what he just said just now is very important, because when I went back and I covered what is anti-Semitic, right? Let's go over there one more time. If I do it, anti-Semitic, hostile to or prejudice against Jewish people. If you post a name of a movie, and that's all you do, because that's all what the brother did, and he took it down, is that being racist or discriminatory? Just ask yourself that question, because we cannot let this stand. We cannot continue to let the dominant society, and I'm not saying any particular group in the dominant society, because there's many sects. You have your white supremacists, you have your white privilege, and all these other sects and religions and groups fall within the dominant society. They can start to just blend things together and label people however they want to label them. We cannot let this pass. Again, I'm still neutral. I'm gonna pick a side at the end though. Normally don't do that, but today I will. because this is very, very important.
So out of all the judgment that people got from me posting, I just, without talking to me, and then I respect what Joe said, but there has a lot to do with the not ego or pride of how proud I am to be an African heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here. So I'm not gonna stand down on anything that I believe in. I'm only gonna get stronger because I'm not alone. I have a whole army around me.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Alex?
Now, if you notice, family, this news guy keeps saying promotion, okay? He keeps saying promotion. Let's dive into this very quickly because I really want us to understand the difference between a post and what promotion is, okay? If I do that one more time. Post, well, let's go down to the second meeting, okay? A piece of writing, image, or other item of content published online, typically on a blog or social media website. In a recent post, he cautioned investors to be wary of these predictions. Again, he made a post, which is a piece of writing that was published on Twitter. Hopefully we understand that. That is a post. Now let's look in what it is to promote. Promote. Further the progress of something, especially a cause, venture, or aim. Further the progress of support or actively encourage. Advance or raise someone to a higher position or rank. Promote, promotion. Further the progress of support or actively encourage. That is the difference between a post and a promotion. And do not let people confuse you on the two different types of definitions, okay?
Alex Jones said.
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults, and it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious, because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me in front of the title?
By putting it out there, people are going to say that you are promoting.
Yeah, put it out there, just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
You put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff is not.
So let's move on.
Filled with anti-Semitic
Let's move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another
You're
human
free to
being.
post.
I can post whatever I want. So say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that by
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's not me.
Nothing.
By
It's no people that you're making up, bro. Move on.
But by posting what you did.
Next question.
Anybody
do you guys have any more questions for me?
And they're going to say,
you guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
That's my point, family. So Kyrie made a very good point, because I was wondering, even when I originally saw this video, he kept stating promote. That's what the news reported. And see, you know, people, words have meaning. They actually do. And that's why if you go back and you analyze what Kyrie said, he never said promote. He continued to say post. And that's why the definitions really mean something here. But here's another one. If I, on my social media, on my Twitter page, if I post this movie right here, is this movie anti-Semitic? Uh-oh, somebody, he about to get in trouble. No, I'm not. Is this movie anti-Semitic? Schindler's List. What does Schindler's List show? It shows some true events that occurred to the Jewish people under the third rank of the Nazi regime, mostly the third rank of the Nazi regime. How the Nazis killed them with impunity and tortured them and ripped them of all their status and wealth. And you know, you have musicians, you know, just like black people, essentially when it came to American slavery, the Nazis did that to the Jewish people. So if I post on my social media Schindler's List, is that anti-Semitic? Am I promoting the Nazis? Or is it a film that will be intriguing for people to watch, to learn a different perspective of history that they probably did not see or read? I wonder, is it anti-Semitic? Fair use.
By law, I have to tell you, sir, I'm a Jew.
Well, I'm a German. So there we are.
You want these people?
My people, I want my people.
Who are you, Moses?
They say your factory is a haven. They say you are good.
Who says that?
Everyone.
So first and foremost, of course, Schindler's List is created, is based upon a very true time in history. I'm pretty sure some of it was dramatized. Nonetheless, I'm not quite too sure, but of course, because you had actors playing certain positions in this. But nonetheless, is posting Schindler's List anti-Semitic of the atrocities that the Jewish people went through under the Nazis? Somebody knows it's kind of like a piece of history through cinema, teaching and showing people what occurred during that time, nonetheless. Okay. Kyrie Irving in his interview stated that Hebrew and being Hebrew is a part of African history, which is a fact. You have Jewish people who are Ethiopian that are in the country of Israel. That's a fact. Now, let's just look at what is on Amazon. Now, they're stating that this actually harms Jewish people, because don't forget what anti-Semitic mean, family. I'm not going to pander to this and beat you down with it, but I really want you to see this for what it is. Hostile to or prejudice against Jewish people. Now, whatever you do with the information you have, you either take it, store it, regurgitate it, debate about it, talk about it, but watching a movie simply doesn't have you to make actions or go and do things that is discriminatory or racist or anti-Semitic to a certain people. Those are actions on your own accord that you make the choice about. So with that being said, Hebrews to Negroes, fair use, fair use.
You never thought this day would come, and no, it is not a dream, it's very real.
All right. So I haven't watched this movie, family. I have not. I have not watched the movie. I can only assume what's in the movie, but from the trailer here, it's basically making a lot of claims. Okay. Whether those claims are true, unfounded, founded, nonetheless, it's up to your perception of what you believe history is. Whether you read and research, analyze historical data, yada, yada, yada. But simply making a post about a movie, in my opinion, is not anti-Semitic. And the brother is out here deleting his post because it's divisive. He don't want to be a divisive brother. He has to give these very intricate breakdowns of how he's not anti-Semitic. But then again, family, we have to see the bigger picture here. This hasn't come at a great time, but it came right on time. Because with Kanye West, which I can concur, some of the things he said could blend and bleed into being anti-Semitic. Now, on the other hand, I know there's a large group of black people who essentially coincides and agree with some of the things he said, but not everything. Because, you know, black people by nature, and again, this is kind of my overview. This is kind of my perspective and my conjecture about it. We're not these, racist, discriminatory people. As a matter of fact, black people are some of the most welcoming people in the world, especially black Americans. This asks all the other minority groups, because our civil rights fight has helped them to, I won't go there. I won't go there, family. I won't go there. So we read some of Kyrie Irving's tweets, and this is random at best, but I'm just going to go look at some of Kanye West's tweets. Right? You're not going to find the one about him going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people in all caps. You know, with all caps on the internet means you're yelling. But he just has random posts saying all sorts of things, right? That you cannot group, you cannot put together Kanye West and Kyrie Irving. Two different people. Two very, very different people, okay? And Kyrie Irving has always known to be, to stand on his square and not to retract. If you notice, he has not retracted any of his comments. But they will have you to believe that Kanye West and Kyrie Irving are one of the same. That they're both spewing the same rhetoric. That they're both essentially saying the same thing. That they both are being anti-Semitic. Which I believe is false. Posting something on social media, I know there's a large debate if a post is quote unquote promoting, which in my opinion is not. A lot of us has retweeted things. A lot of us have reposted things on our Facebook that was intriguing or interesting, or we knew that it would catch fire, so to speak, and you want other people to see it, to read it, to know it. You didn't make the original post. See, Kyrie Irving didn't sponsor the movie. Kyrie Irving wasn't director of the movie. Kyrie Irving wasn't the producer of the movie. He just posted the movie's name on his social media. And anytime I may post something on my social media, most times, if I'm posting it, I find it as intriguing, or I ask questions to raise intelligent thought. I think all these things are important because, again, family, the bigger picture here is really labeling black people as a whole, because don't forget, we're a monolith, as being anti-Semitic. So listen, in the court of public opinion, I know you guys are going to make your own decision, your own choice, and come to a conclusion of what you think about this whole situation. But in my opinion, what the brother did, and then how he essentially broke down to that newsman, again, I don't want to call him a reporter, because he was really trying to get a rise out of Kyrie. You can just kind of tell, you can kind of tell when people are trying to trap you and have you slip up in some of the things you may say, but he shut it down very quickly. Let me see what you guys got to say. I see I got Jermaine Anderson in the room. Jay Darnell, I would like to know if it's racist for Jewish movie directors and producers, not including what the Nazis did to black people in Germany during the same time. Here's a question, Jay Darnell. Can a question be anti-Semitic? We know a statement can, but you just raising or stating a question, can that be anti-Semitic? If you post a question, could that be anti-Semitic? If you promote a question, can a question be promoted? Of course it can. Can a question be advertised? Of course it can. All you do is just continue to post it on social media and you say, hey, I'm promoting this question because I want somebody to answer it. So again, these are a lot of things that essentially that we should cover, we should go over, you should think about, you should break down, and you should analyze. But with that being said, family, don't let mass media think for you. Think for yourself.